AI overview. Learn more. Association between schizophrenia and cats. Some studies have suggested a possible association between schizophrenia and cat ownership. However, the exact nature and strength of this association remain unclear. Studies showing an association. A study in the Journal of Clinical Psychiatry found that people with schizophrenia were more likely to own cats than those without the disorder. Another study in the journal Schizophrenia Research showed that childhood exposure to cats was associated with an increased risk of developing schizophrenia. A meta-analysis of several studies found a pooled odds ratio of 2.44, indicating a possible increased risk of schizophrenia among cat owners. Studies showing no association. Other studies have found no significant association between cat ownership and schizophrenia. A study in the journal Psychiatric Services concluded that the association between cats and schizophrenia may be due to other factors, such as socioeconomic status or lifestyle. Possible explanations. The reasons behind any possible association between cats and schizophrenia are not fully understood. Some theories include Toxoplasma gondii. This parasite can infect both cats and humans. It has been linked to an increased risk of schizophrenia, and cats may be a source of infection. Stress reduction. Cats can provide companionship and stress relief, which may be beneficial for people with schizophrenia. However, they can also be a source of stress, especially for those with anxiety or phobias. Early childhood exposure. Exposure to cats during childhood may alter brain development in ways that increase the risk of schizophrenia. Conclusion. The evidence on the association between cats and schizophrenia is mixed. While some studies suggest a possible increased risk, others have found no association. More research is needed to determine the exact nature and strength of this relationship, as well as the underlying mechanisms involved. It is important to note that owning a cat does not necessarily mean that a person will develop schizophrenia. 1090. Cat ownership and schizophrenia-related disorders and psychotic-like experiences, a systematic review and meta-analysis. John J. McGrath 123, Carmen C. W. Lim 2, Sukanta Saha 2. Affiliations. Expand. PMID, 380418662. PMSID, PMC, DOI, 10.10. Erratum in. Correction 2, Cat ownership and schizophrenia-related disorders and psychotic-like experiences, a systematic review and meta-analysis. No authors listed. Abstract. Background, it has been proposed that cat ownership may be a risk-modifying factor for schizophrenia-related disorders and psychotic-like experiences, PLE. This study aimed to systematically review and meta-analyze publications that reported the relationship between cat ownership and schizophrenia-related outcomes. Methodology, we searched Medline, Embase, CINAHL, Web of Science, and Gray Literature for publications between January 1, 1980, and May 30, 2023, regardless of geographical location and language. Backward citation search methods were used to locate additional articles. We included studies that reported original data on cat ownership and schizophrenia-related outcomes. We meta-analyzed estimates based on broad definitions, cat ownership, cat bites, and cat contact, with estimates with or without covariate adjustments. We pooled comparable estimates using random effects models and assessed the risk of bias, heterogeneity, and study quality. Results, we identified 1915 studies, of which 106 were chosen for full-text review, ultimately resulting in the inclusion of 17 studies. We found an association between broadly defined cat ownership and increased odds of developing schizophrenia-related disorders. For the studies reporting unadjusted odds ratios, or n equals 10, the pooled or was 2.14, 95% CI, 1.29 to 3.55. Exclusion of one outlier study resulted in a pooled or, n equals 9, of 1.56, 95% CI, 1.27 to 1.92. For the studies reporting adjusted estimates, n equals 5, the pooled or was 2.44, 95% CI, 1.59 to 3.73. After excluding one study with suboptimal exposure/design features, the pooled adjusted or, n equals 4, was 2.40, 95% CI, 1.50 to 3.86. We were unable to aggregate the estimates for the PLE outcomes because of the broad range of measures. Conclusions, our findings provide support for the hypothesis that cat exposure is associated with an increased risk of broadly defined schizophrenia-related disorders. However, the findings related to PLE as an outcome are mixed. There is a need for more high-quality studies in this field. Prospero registration, Prospero 2023 CRD 42023426974. Available from https://www.crd.york.ac.uk/prospero/display_record.php?id=CRD 42023426974. Keywords, cat ownership, meta-analysis, psychotic experiences, schizophrenia, schizotypy, systematic review. Copyright the author, S. 2023. Published by Oxford University Press on behalf of the Maryland Psychiatric Research Center. All rights reserved. For commercial reuse, please contact reprints at oup.com for reprints and translation rights for reprints. All other permissions can be obtained through our rights link service via the permissions link on the article page on our site. For further information, please contact journals.permissions@oup.com. My next video may be about the ownership of Chihuahuas, which grew exponentially since the marketization of the Taco Bell dog gadget in the late 1990s. Until next time, treat your AI nicely. We are watching.